Welcome back to the greatest show in the entire universe. Every other show sucks. Don't watch it. Today we have a huge comedian, very funny, very hilarious dude, John Gaali. I can't. Let me start there. I'm a fucking moron. Hang on. I literally just asked you how to say it.
You are now listening to the best show in the universe, The Anthony Rogers Show. You probably wish that this was your show, but it's not. It's The Anthony Rogers Show. Tell all of your friends to listen to this show.
There's a new award-winning 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey that's been taking the market by storm. Penelope Bourbon. Bottled at the historic Castle and Key Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky, Penelope's balanced yet flavorful taste profile comes from a unique blend of 3 bourbon mash bills. Currently available in 2 expressions, 4-grain and barrel strength, Penelope is remarkably smooth and flavorful. So whether you're sipping neat or using in your favorite cocktail, Penelope is perfect for you. Penelope Bourbon is available throughout Louisiana as well as select markets and online at penelopebourbon.com.
Welcome back to the best show in the universe. Thank you for being our only viewer. We really appreciate it. Tell your friends. Maybe we get 2 next time. We have a huge comedian today. His name is John Gaali. I keep fucking it up. I feel like
It's Gaali.
Gaali. Can you say yeah? So he can read. I can't. That's I'm from Missouri, so I'm stupid. John Gaali. I can't fucking say. I literally keep fucking it up.
Gaali. It's okay.
Okay, we got it, Ned. They repeat what he said and like be creative and like act like I said it right. So the show's
right.
the show started out great.
It's not for everyone. I've heard all sorts of renditions. I used to get a Gaali all the time when I was a kid in school, and then it turns out years later we figured out that actually is the correct pronunciation. So my family has been saying our last name wrong for centuries.
At least I'm not the only one. So I feel like I'm in good company. I feel like
Yeah, we messed up the spelling so we would know who's in the club and not.
yeah. So it's your family's fault that I can't read.
Yeah, exactly. The enunciation of our last name is basically our Illuminati handshake.
Was it hard? Was it hard joining the Illuminati? Was that like a hard thing to get into?
No, but they kicked me out for having a penis that was too big, which is crazy because it's not even that big.
That's crazy. What's the penis limit for the Illuminati? Like,
here's the thing. That's why they like kids. It's the only thing their penis can fit into because it's so tiny. That's why. I figured, like, when they told me I was blown, my wig blew back. I said, so that's why children. And they said, yes, very small people for our very small penises. I thought it was some fresh blood thing. Nope. I thought it was a life force thing. Nope. Just tiny peepees.
So they don't want the adrenochrome. They just want to not look small.
Yeah. And then here's the crazy thing is part of the ritual when they have children and they enter, they say, look how big my wiener looks in this normal sized person. And it's like, dude, you're not fooling anybody, guys. They all say it in unison while wearing hoods, and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's got to be a weird meeting.
Yeah, too many candles.
It's like
they're all scented. You never think that. When you see a weird meeting on TV, you never think the candles are going to be scented. They're literally killing people. The entire room smells like strawberries.
That's like, yeah, it's like you just want to buy your mom a house by being talented. And they're like, well, first you got to fuck kids, and then you got to do all this other shit. And I'm like, I just want to be famous. I don't want to.
like, Imagine being the one guy who's ahead of the curve. He's like, do that already. I already do that.
Been fucking kids
like,
forever.
Oh.
No big
like,
deal.
Okay, here's the keys to your house then.
So that means everybody in a commercial like is a pedophile. Like if those theories are true, like everybody on TV, like especially Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is like a double pedophile.
Yeah.
Like,
You've been in too many movies. It's like, okay, you're not that likable. Something's wrong.
No, it's like Tom Cruise. Everybody's like pretends he's famous and successful still, and I'm like, he sucks. Like he's not even like entertaining. He hasn't made a good movie since like Top Gun. Like arguably, it's debatable, but
yeah, he just makes like action movies that are generic.
Yeah,
I think maybe they just have a lot of footage of him in a leather jacket on green screen somewhere. They just keep repurposing it, and like this time with aliens.
That's the first time a Tom Cruise movie makes sense.
This time with robot aliens, and they just keep doing it.
That actually would make sense because it does like I don't know. I'm really excited about Mission Impossible 35. I've been really kind of
Yeah,
the
I
book was
think
okay, but
I'm starting to think these missions might just be possible.
yeah, it's like Tom Cruise, the man who doesn't know what impossible. His movie sucked though. I mean, he was good in like Outsiders or something, like a supporting actor or something. But
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, like
Outsiders.
yeah, but he's just like shitty. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like it's like Oprah being like the ultimate interviewer. It's like the only person who can interview people is Oprah. You know, it's just
Yeah,
fucking stupid.
Oprah was like cool back in the day because she had the most interesting guests. She's
Yeah.
like, okay, KKK member, do you want to talk to this Black Panther member? And you're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. But now, like, she doesn't do anything. It's
Yeah,
like Jerry Springer. He used to be like that too. And now it's just like, you're not the father. And it's that every episode.
that's predictable.
I love that. I love that. I love that though. When they're always like, "Do you think he's the father?" And they're always like, "Yes, Jerry, 1,000%." They're never like, "Honestly, Gerald, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just as lost as you are."
Like my baby's a
They
product of a
always are so
gangbang.
sure.
Like it's a so
Yeah,
gangbang
exactly.
baby.
Well, it's either him or the rest of the neighborhood, so I'm not sure, Gerald.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And yeah, Oprah's just like a fat Yoda or something. Like that's what she looks like. It's like it just makes no sense. It's like she just wants to tell like she had like bread ads on Hulu for like a fucking entire year. Like it's like I love bread. And it was just so the worst commercial in the world. And Hulu only sells one ad, I guess to one company at a time or something. I don't know. This is the same
Yeah.
ad at like every
I thought
fucking.
she was skinny last I knew. I didn't know she was back on carbs.
I don't know if she's
She's
fat.
like, I
She just
love
looks fat.
bread.
She seems like a fat person, even she's skinny. Like just has that energy, you know, just that fat girl energy.
She's
Like, I
got
don't.
that. She's got that. Like mama's home cooking, pie on the windowsill kind of energy.
Yeah, she
You
took the
come
pie.
over, she gives you some baked goods.
Yeah,
She's
and
got that
bores you to death.
neighborly lady vibe.
Yeah, she's like this crowd's not diverse enough. We have to wait until it's diverse enough. We have to have one person from every country in the crowd, otherwise this is racist, and we have to. I mean, it's the facts.
It wouldn't even work. Everybody, most of the crowd would be like, "I don't understand. I don't. What is happening?"
Well, you're white, so you're racist. That's what I heard.
Well, yeah, but that's
Uh,
not the only reason I'm racist. Trust me.
I'm like, I thought this meeting had a
I take a
lowercase
lot of
t.
pride actually in why. So don't assume. You ever say if you ever say stuff to people who say things like that, it'll really throw them through a loop. They don't. They're like, wait, what? No, you're not supposed to agree.
They don't have a book for that. When you have the so what? Yeah, like they're like
Yeah,
you're racist. Like yeah. And they're like what?
yeah. You'll catch them writing stuff down. You'll be like, what's that? They're like, I gotta talk to my therapist about this next session.
I asked him if he
Yeah,
even
bring
cares
this up.
about Asians, and he said no.
Yeah,
Like what?
which ones? Well, all of them. And it's like that's too vague.
Even liking them all is racist just because they're
Yeah.
Asian. Because it's like I love Asians. Like it's like an insane sentence. It's like you know what? Everyone from the Asian continent, love. I fucking love them.
Yeah, it's like
Have you met anyone?
okay, that's too vague a term. You're still using that term. Outmaneuver them. You
Like,
still use Asians. I just want to make up my own lingo. Like
yeah.
I'll call them a peeps. So that way, like when I don't want to talk to them, I can just switch up the lingo and we can continue without them. Then they'll feel, like nerds. They'll be like, oh,
Whenever that all happened, I was wondering if like
all the lingo, but I didn't.
yeah, it's like trend setting like bullshit. I was wondering if they're gonna burn down their own cities and like if that solved racism for Asian people or just black people. I'd say so if we want to solve black racism, we burn a town down. I don't know what we do for Asian though. We gotta sacrifice something else.
They build larger buildings. they make it nicer.
Yeah.
Have you heard of rooftop Koreans?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Koreans during the LA riots who defended their neighborhoods.
Yeah,
armed. Like, dude, I'll tell you what. Those are patriots. I don't care. Like people are like, yeah, Asian people just because they look different, people are being mean to them. Dude, if they have those kind of ideals, yeah, I want them to hang out with me. I want to go shooting with them. That's awesome. The problem is that Americans don't even have American ideals anymore. Just degenerates. Like, please give me anybody. I don't care if there was a extraterrestrial and he like crash landed on this earth and he was into guns and tits. I would have more in common with him than most other Americans.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I think
Americans
it's
are self
crazy
there.
because you know who loves American history?
Too.
Japanese people love cowboys.
Yeah, everybody does.
Like, dude, we dropped 2 nukes on them, and they like American history more than most kids.
That's why they like American history. we,
Yeah, they're like,
we
I'm
fucking
not.
made them.
They're like, we're gonna sense it next time. We're gonna be able to see ahead of the curve now.
Like, we don't actually hate your country anymore. Like, after that second bomb, we like love your country. We're big fans of your country after that second bomb.
Yeah,
I,
it's like the first one we were upset, but the second one you show drive. You
yeah.
definitely, and the bombs were filled with capitalism, so they've definitely got the benefits after that.
Yeah, they're like, that's the funny thing now. Like during World War II, we had like Japanese people in like internment camps and nuked them, and we're like, there's more Asian racism now than ever. And I'm like, than ever? Like than fucking ever? Like no, it's just like because of like a school shooting
Yeah,
had some Asian people or whatever the fuck happened. I don't even watch TV. I fucking have no idea what happened. Everybody's just like on that Asian hustle now.
it's because it's underground now. It's learned to tunnel, so it's actually got tunnel systems all over the country. That Asian hate thing was about this guy who shot up a massage parlor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they're sex workers is what he admitted. Like, too.
Yeah, which he even admitted he's like, I didn't do it because they're Asian. I did it because I'm a sex addict. And he killed like a few white people and a few Hispanic people while doing it.
That's a lot of
But
diversity. Oprah would like that. Oprah would,
yeah, exactly.
and
See,
Barack Obama, like they'd love that.
I think he's gonna be on the cover of O, if I'm not mistaken. But like
Equal
every
opportunity school shooter.
girl, every girl I've ever dated is sharing these like stop Asian hate things on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like I just who it's like, dude, first off, you're rich. Second off, like you're Jewish, so you have a strong community. So you know nothing about these struggles. Try being
Yeah.
a poor white guy like me.
Yeah. It's really hard being racist right now. Like it's like
Really, I thought it was easy. I was having a
the times are tough right now for the racists. But he shows some
honestly,
empathy.
we should spread awareness.
Yeah.
They deserve some kind of help.
Yeah. It's been tough for us out there ever since this Asian thing's been going around. Like I can't even hate Asians anymore. Everybody's like, like ask me constantly if I care about the Asians.
Yeah, I have to do it now. I have to do it in the privacy of my own home.
Yeah, I can't even just yell at Asians anymore just for being Asian. It's fucking.
Yeah, I have to go into the garage away from my family and yell.
I thought this was America. Like I don't think anybody's actually racist, but the left's like so just in need of an enemy. Like so they just like literally like I've been searching forever, and like Islam is everything they describe, but they just ignore it. They're like we hate sexist, homophobic, blah blah blah, and like Islam's literally that, and they're like no we like Muslims, they're dope. I'm like
It's
you like
just all the outward racism that we can't help but hear about, that people are pushing, because it is a push. Like nobody, like there's like 2 guys talking, and then somebody walks in and goes like, "Did you hear about? Did you think about the thing?" And it's always like somebody else's words coming out of their mouth. Like, who told you about this?
yeah
So like the whole thing is, it's built on resentment. It's built on they don't like themselves. They don't like their family. That's why Muslims get the pass. They're not Muslim. They're Christian. Their family's like Christians, some vague Christian to go to church once a year. White people, Thanksgiving. Who hates Thanksgiving? It's Thanksgiving, dude. You eat with your family. You want to know who hates Thanksgiving? People who hate eating with their family.
the people whose family
They're
hates
white and they're racist. My grandpa says Oriental, and it's like, I understand now. You hate yourself. You wish you had a better culture to identify with. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to wreck culture so they can build one. Sorry, don't work like that.
No, you're right. Like, if you're a person that like didn't pay attention at all, it would make sense. Like if you just weren't paying attention at all, like you're just like, I just been watching Rick and Morty for 7 years. What happened? I mean, it's like one of those people. Like, but like, yeah, it's like copy paste personality to be accepted. It's like today I care about the tragedies that today's television told me to care about, and tomorrow I'll care about those tragedies. And it's like those people like tagging everybody, jumping ice water themselves, tagging everybody. I'm like, this is retarded. Like this is. It was just like the dumb. And then they argued about a dress color, and that was even dumber. It like made no sense. It was just like.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just trends.
So like, is this green or purple or what? I'm like, I'm not going to explain colors to you right now. I'm doing shit with my life. I don't know. I don't have the time. That's why I don't have kids. I don't want to explain colors to people. That's why I don't have fucking kids.
Dude, people, that's the cure though. The cure is having kids. because then you can't look at a screen all day. You have to look at your kid to make sure he doesn't fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
So, like, people are so self-absorbed, like they're making problems up in their mind. Well, maybe racism is subconscious, so we don't understand it. So we're all racist, and maybe I'm racist, but I don't get it. So I need to pay a university $200,000 a year to teach me not to be racist. It's like, dude, have a kid and worry about going to work. Like that's the remedy, I think. It's kind of like how everybody needs a therapist now, but like
Because they don't have friends.
not a lot of people did 30 years ago. It's like maybe because they had priorities.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Therapist is like the new like the church, how they just hear all your opinions all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll just be like, okay, did you you're like, you killed somebody? Yeah, okay, I'm glad you told me that, and just put them in. I mean, it's like they basically confess to crimes and dumb shit to idiots. Basically, it's like fake intellectual narcs.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
dude,
I've
I
never
don't
gone to it.
first off, like, why would you ever pay somebody to listen to your problems?
Unless they gave me pharmaceuticals, I wouldn't give a fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm here.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much the only reason to do that.
that's it.
Otherwise, just go to a bar and then
Yeah.
wait for somebody to be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then you can just unload like, "My mother killed herself at my father's funeral," and then he'll be like, and you'll be like, "I needed to get that out, thank you," and then leave.
And you
Like
buy
an
their
old man.
then you buy their Xanax off of them because they just use insurance, so it's cheaper. You're like, yeah, I'll just buy your script of Xanax for $25 instead of
Yeah.
going to talk to a psychiatrist.
How much is this beer? $2. Oh, that's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Wow.
And paying like
I could see why women would go,
yeah.
because the therapist gets to be like, yeah, that's difficult for everything they say.
Yeah.
I had to pick out my shoes, and my shoes, I have 2 pairs, but I like the other ones. But it was raining outside to wear the clothes chose. Wow, that's really difficult. I'm surprised you even made it out the door. Yeah, I guess you could say I've made some progress this week. And then it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Freud just did coke and banged everybody. Like every girl that complained, he's like, it's like, that's crazy. You want to fuck? Like, you mean basically he's just doing rails and shit, like rails of coke and fucking banging everybody. And then there's some like connection you build with like women and people in general, but women they'll tell you everything, and then like they go to their husband and their husband doesn't answer. He's too busy like paying the bills and shit. Like so then they think that they have some intimate connection with some stranger because they don't get that at home basically, and then the dude just tries to fuck them. That's how I feel. That's how I'd feel as a psychiatrist, just trying to get laid. I feel like I would only do it to get laid.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Not
most
single.
things I do in life is
Yeah.
for pussy.
Yeah, and that's what they do too. They're like, they find these rich girls. They're like, yeah, and they collect half that dude's divorce money, dude, alimony. Like that's the real job is banging these rich fucking girls going to therapy. You're just like, yeah, that's fucked up. I would never treat you like that.
Yeah, when you're a therapist, you're basically a reverse husband, because the husband doesn't listen to what she's saying and he's making money for her. Where a therapist listens to what she's saying and she pays him money to listen.
Yeah, her husband's money.
Quite literally the opposite.
Yeah, it's like they're the wife and the therapist are both funded by the husband.
Yeah, pretty much. Either way. Yeah, either way, the husband's in the deficit.
Yeah. If I ever went to therapy, like, yeah, I don't know, I'm like depressed or something. Can I have Xanax? I'd be like my entire meeting. I'm like, do you have any Vicodin and Xanax? Can I mix Vicodin and Xanax to get rid of this depression? Or like, do I have to like just feel it, this worldly pain, you know? Just
Yeah,
there we go.
you're like, I feel so upset, I might kill myself. Why? Why would you kill me? I feel like dying might feel like Xanax. Is that something you could help me with? That's something maybe I was looking. Is that something? Unless there's another reason I could feel like Xanax, maybe I'll do it.
I know these friends of
I
mine.
think I might just have. I think I have just the thing for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself. I don't have any Xanax. No, I had some friends like back in the day, like they try to get off like harder drugs, like heroin and shit, like in their 20s, like and they give them like methadone. They give like anybody methadone. So I always thought about if I want to get really fucked up, I'm like, yeah, I'm hooked on a bunch of drugs. Can I have some methadone? So we just get free drugs. I'm like, it probably wouldn't be hard to do drugs for free if I was a drug addict. I don't think it would be.
Yeah, to learn like the insides, how
Yeah.
to get them. Yeah, I feel it. Oh, my stomach's so full of chicken nuggets. Do you think I could have like a few chicken nuggets from you? Like what kind of that
Yeah.
works nowhere else.
All my
Nowhere else.
Yeah, all my decisions were bad because I was on heroin. Can I have everything that you have? Can I bum everything?
Can I live in your house for free?
I wish that worked for everything. It's like, dude, I had 6 beers. Can I have your car? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I wish that would fucking work for me. Like, you know, like I'm trapped on this fucking island. I can't get off here. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, the worst thing about drunk driving is you don't even like get to find out. Like I'm probably good at it, but I won't be able to find that out because they'll
I'm
give me a
super
ticket if they catch me and put me in jail.
I'm super good allegedly because this is satire and a joke. But I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it's like I wouldn't drive tired, but like I don't know.
Dude, I've almost crashed my car driving tired.
That's the worst.
Multiple
Tired.
times. I used to almost crash my car every day going to work.
Yeah.
Almost every single day.
No, that's what it does. Don't tell the cops that. They'll start writing us tickets for that. Are you fucking tired? You fucking
Yeah.
here's a ticket. Here's a fucking ticket.
Are you tired right now? Are you fucking yawning? Yeah, I pulled you over because you were yawning. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Give me 10 jumping jacks.
The best thing
Drink a
about
coffee right now.
prove it, yeah. Walk this line. What are your ABCs?
That's it's really gonna be like that one day. Like just a bullshit law.
Yeah.
Bullshit law they can get you on anything with. That's what they want.
Well, that's what it seems
Go to
like, yeah.
prison for driving drunk without hurting a person.
Oh, it's
I don't think
insane.
that's right. Like
Yeah.
if there's a guy who gets like a bunch of DUIs, but he's never actually hurt anybody or crashed his car, probably shouldn't go to prison.
Yeah, if you can't drive drunk, this isn't America.
It's not. It's like you can't arrest people for what might happen.
Yeah.
Like I could see like if you planted a bomb somewhere and it didn't go off, like put that guy in prison. But like you're gonna arrest me because I might. Oh, he might maybe. Then arrest everyone who gets drunk because they might drive later. It's
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
They only enforce it at like 3 a.m. though. It's like weird because like if you drive drunk at like noon, no one suspects it, you know. And then and then also bars have parking lots. So if I ever got a DWI,
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, they had a parking lot. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, that always baffled me
I'd
too.
countersue it. I just be like, I'm gonna sue that bar to pay for my DWI because I didn't know I couldn't do that. That's weird.
Yeah, that's always baffled me. It's like
Yeah.
some bars have very large parking lots too.
Yeah.
And it's like you know these people got to leave eventually.
Yeah.
Like there's no coffee room at this bar. There's no like room with like fine art and espresso where
Because we
people can
wouldn't.
focus their minds to sober up.
Because we
Or
wouldn't
like
buy it.
shower in the back.
Shower is a shower.
Like where
That
you
is-
can fucking take a hot shower and slap yourself in the face a few times.
Yeah. Go and
I
pass
think
out
I'm
a
ready to
bunk.
go home.
Yeah, go and pass out a bunk and wake up and go to work. No big deal.
And when you get too drunk, they kick you out. They're like, "Get the fuck out! I don't care where you go."
Oh, dude, that's so true. That's so
They literally don't give a shit. Like, where am I gonna go? I don't care.
anywhere, dude.
Sometimes comically throw you like
Yeah,
a
that's
cartoon out the door.
yeah. They don't care about that at all. They're like, go drive home. We don't want you here.
I go home, but I live miles and drive.
You can't form a
Fast.
sentence. You can't form a sentence. Drive home.
Tom's really drunk. Let's bet him he can't get home in 10 minutes. Hate that guy.
That's so funny. Dude, yeah, just a lot of inconsistencies in rules overall. Like none of them really make sense. Like yeah, like especially like the COVID thing was the best. Like they're like every day it's like no, it's for COVID, and like it's just like a new rule. It's like no, bro, it's for COVID. And I broke down this stat one day. I don't know how you feel with this, but I broke down this stat. I was like, and found out that like more people like die from abortion than COVID. So it's like hilarious that like basically we're purposely killing more people than we're saving with any of these protocols.
Well,
Like,
I know at least one person who dies during an abortion, but I didn't know multiple. Dude, COVID is so lame. I don't even care. When
Me
it
neither.
first like happened, I'm immunocompromised. If I get it, I'll probably die.
Yo, we're going to take a break for a second and tell you about something that you fucking need, really. It's the Whiskey Gift Box Set. This gift box set includes premium black leather box for this awesome look, 2 square, BPA-free, dishwasher-safe whiskey glasses. They're pretty badass. 2 stone coasters, non-slip stoppers, stainless steel tongs, 6 stainless steel reusable ice cubes, and a velvet pouch you could put the ice cubes in. And then if you order now, they're giving a cigar cutter with it too, which is just a badass deal. This is also the first week that these are going to be out. So go to the link in the description, order one, be a part of something new. It's badass, and I just want to tell you about it.
But like the first thing I said, the first week it happened, like the first week we rolled out all the restrictions, I said I said to my family, I said, I would die so you can go to Olive Garden right now. I would fucking die so you can have unlimited breadsticks this weekend. And I wouldn't care.
I went there
And then
yesterday.
I
You didn't.
asked
You
like
didn't even have to die. You didn't even have to die. I went there yesterday. It's pretty good.
but I would. But I would. And then like I ask my older family members and they're like, I think we should all stay safe because I want a lot of people to be at my funeral. So, and then I was like, but unless you died recently, then nobody's allowed. She's like, yeah, but when it all stops, I mean, I'm like, that makes no fucking sense.
More people
No
die of like
sense.
heart disease, like just from being fat. Like people are dying just from like the excess of the land, like more so. And like it just made no sense. Like
Well,
I had
that's
to.
beautiful though. That's a beautiful
No, it's
thing.
great, but it's like I don't care about anything. It's like I think the protocols affected more things negatively than the disease. Like it just doesn't like local business died by like 60% nationwide.
Yeah.
I'm like that wasn't the virus. That was your protocols against the virus.
Yeah.
Like
And then they do that. They ruin shit and then they
yeah,
go like, I can't believe COVID done this.
yeah.
Wow. It's like
That's
you did this. Florida's doing fine.
yeah. They're gonna be the only
Texas is
educated
doing
people.
fine.
They're gonna be the only people in college next year are gonna be from Florida. They're the only people even fucking at school. Like, it made, like
Dude, like
it's
if
sad.
eventually, and here's the thing, everybody went to like uh Florida for spring break and they're going wild, like way more wild than usual. Like
Yes, dude.
vandalism is like at 200%, and it's like, what do you expect? They've literally been not allowed to do anything all year, and then people are like, well, that's no excuse, and it's like, no, it's not an excuse, but it's the reason. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, and like
People
every
have that disconnect where they're like, how could this happen? And it's like, people are people, and you've been acting like they're not for a long time, and you forgot they were. It's
dude,
basic
yeah.
human nature.
I went to Emo's the other day, and I was like the only person. It's like a pizza place. If you're not from, I'm not from Missouri, but like, I went there. I was like the only person without a mask. I was like, wait a minute, like I'm retarded. And I'm looking at these people like the same way though. It's like we're both just looking at each other like we're retarded. Like nothing's resolved. Like we both just think the other person's an idiot. Like, I'm not sure which one's right. I tend to think myself, but I think that like we both have the same look, and it's like I just think about them like they're breathing like their own carbon monoxide like constantly. That has to be like bad for the brain, bad for other
It
things.
is, and it grows fungus in the masks.
Yeah, it's like that bacterial pneumonia I heard about. Yeah, no, it's just like none of it makes any sense. But they're so scared, and they look like kenneled dogs in their eyes. They all just look terrified of like everything.
What is a life without freedom? What is a life with fear, too much fear? Is it worth living at all? No, it's not. Anybody willing, what was it, like fucking Thomas Jefferson or some shit that said people willing to give up freedom for safety deserve neither freedom nor safety? Yeah, give us a fucking play out of that guy's book. Everybody's lost touch with like the fact that first off, we didn't all have heating in our house at one point, and that people coming to your house and killing you was a very real thing and is very real still. Meanwhile, like they've lost touch with it because it's just something they hear about on TV. When a kid brings a gun to school, like you should want to buy a gun to protect yourself in case the next lunatic on his way to wherever he's going to shoot up sees you. You should want that safety. You should trust yourself to keep yourself safe. That's why people buy a literal safe and put it in their house because they don't trust a bank to keep it safe. They think I would do a good job keeping this safe, better than most people, better than a fucking bank. It's ridiculous. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
everything's the logic. That's why I disagree with Democrats. I disagree with both sides, but like Republicans seem to have a better idea of what works because Democrats will be like, racism is on the rise. Let's solve this by killing minorities. And it's like, those two don't know. That's not they're literal ass backwards. Racism's on the rise. So let's give this new farm aid bill only to minorities. That'll solve it. I'm sure white people will not feel angry about that at all. That will stop the racism. There's literally a bill that they passed. It was a COVID relief bill for farmers, and only minority farmers can have no white farmers. Yeah, that'll solve racism. I'm sure that won't breed any resentment among white farmers. They fucking suck at doing this shit. And
No,
they do it
that's
all the
so.
time. It's like, dude, I understand your heart's in the right place, but if you're fucking up the execution, you're literally causing more. And you know what? That's probably the point. Make
I
them a
wonder
bigger
that.
mob so they can get more votes.
No, I wonder that. Yeah, 'cause the Democrats tend to dismantle major cities, make everybody live on like social programs, and then call everybody that disagrees with them racist. Basically, I mean that's pretty much their plan. And like if you look back at their current party, I mean, they created the KKK. They fought for slavery. They fucking put more black men in prison than any other party in the world. You know, or like not in the world maybe, but in America at least. And like no, it just seems like it's not. Yeah, it's like Republicans are fucked up, but like Democrats are more fucked up. We gotta worry about them first, and then come because Republicans care about policy and Democrats tend to go on emotion more so they want like none of it makes sense like to me.
Yeah, and they use. I hate politics because they use those like one sentence arguments where it's like you hear like the pro-choice. It's like my body, my choice. You hear the what else is there like the gay marriage? They'll say like love is love, and like it's first off, if an issue is worth advocating for, it's worth giving thought to that
Yeah.
exceeds one sentence. So let's hear a nuanced, like I can get behind gay marriage. It's something I can get behind. But I can't get behind love is love. What if I love a child? What if I love a dog?
Yeah, it's too
Is
blank.
love real? It's a chemical reaction in the brain. What if I love pills? What if I love murdering people? There's like a million excuses that blow it out of the water. And like, oh, but that doesn't fit on a t-shirt. It's like, oh, fuck yourself. That's the problem is marketing. Marketing has ruined this entire society.
No, it really has. I think that summed it up pretty much. I think marketing definitely sums it up. Because even with that, like that abortion, none of their statements or stances are like consistent either. 'Cause they'll be like, "My body, my choice," and then they like, "But you have to wear this mask," and they'll and then
The
like
classic.
it's
That's what
only
it
when
is.
you're killing babies. It's only your choice to kill babies, not to do anything else with your body. Like you can't like I mean, there's no consistency. And like
Yeah.
with the left,
My
it
body,
all
my choice. How about suicide bombers?
yeah, it's
They
just like
put explosive. How about suicide? It's
yeah.
illegal.
And then
It's
they're
like,
like,
dude,
we're gonna ban military weapons. I'm like, why don't we make murder illegal? And then like they just won't kill people. Oh shit, there's already
yeah,
crimes
some things just
against
don't
what's
work.
happening. It's just like it just doesn't like more laws or for what? Because you fucking put something on TV and some fucking retards fucking sad about what you put on TV. It's like if you don't
Yeah.
like stop glorifying retards,
It's
fucking
a
glorify.
propaganda box. That's what they want.
Yeah.
And I understand the natural order of a thing, anything without rules. Naturally, more rules will pop up. It will always be getting smaller. That's just how things are.
Yeah.
But eventually, what tends to happen is the reset button gets pushed. And it happens when shit's getting too restrictive, which is right about now. I feel like at any moment, southern states are gonna like be like, no, thanks, we're our own thing now. And honestly, if they do that, I will move there. I will go there because I'm tired of this shit. I'm
Where are
tired of
you
like
at?
I'm in New York right now,
State or city?
New York State. I
Okay,
left
cool.
the city right as the pandemic hit.
Oh, I
And I'm
bet. No,
tired of like paying too much in taxes. I'm tired of not being able to have like a clip in my gun. I'm tired of all this bullshit that like people who don't have these problems are deciding for me. Like, first off, sorry, Mr. Politician, but you're literally escorted by armed guards all the time. So
yeah.
maybe shut the fuck up. Like
Yeah.
maybe get rid of them, and why don't you have the guns we have to have? Like you're literally armed by armed personnel with automatic weapons. We don't get that. Why do you?
No, exactly. And then
Totally
the
out of touch.
Capitol's covered in fences and shit too. It's just like they're like you don't need guns right now. When you get rid of guns, like they have, yeah, like you said, the armed guard situation. Like there's no consistency, like at all. Like they'll just
Oh,
say
there's a
something.
consistency. The
Well, it's dumb.
consistency is they're the exception. They
Yeah,
get to do
fair.
whatever the fuck they want. That's the consistency.
That's a damn good point. Yeah, I guess.
Always been that way.
Yeah, it's
Always
just
been that way.
and the veil's thin right now, and we're seeing through the bullshit. I think we're just annoyed. It's like Joe Biden, like his campaign was basically anybody but Trump. I mean, it's pretty much like that's
Yeah,
basically what his
yeah,
campaign slogan was.
he was the most popular president ever. The most
Yeah,
popular president was a please don't vote for the other guy campaign.
yeah, can't complete a fucking sentence, can't walk upstairs, can't fucking do anything. But yet, like it's a joke. Like the whole world's salivating to take over our land right now. Like the
Yeah,
entire.
and it's only getting worse because like it was a I wouldn't say it was illegal what they did so Joe Biden could win. They changed the election rules. They made it real easy for him. They've changed the system for him. They didn't do anything illegal, I don't think. They did kind of violate the Constitution,
Well, they
but
hit.
they do that all the time. And
Yeah.
but here's the fucking problem that they're too short-sighted, or maybe they see it, they just think we'll deal with it when we get there. Is now anybody can use that trick. Now anybody. So when steroid Hitler decides he's gonna run, now he's got this great trick in his playbook he can run.
No.
And
Yeah.
they don't give a shit about any of that. They don't care about they're like, oh, we get to do this until somebody else learns how to do it. And then we're all in hot water. But they don't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah, it's in the Bill of Rights that during a health emergency you can make up your own laws and shit like that, and like be a form of like medical martial law, but not. I mean, not by word, but that's basically during medical emergencies they could do it. So that's basically what they did. They're like, oh no, there's a medical emergency, all these rules every day, and that's basically what they did. But like, it seems just insane to me, and like it seems like Chinese propaganda, Russian propaganda. It just seems like communist takeover, like a very lazy communist takeover, like that, taking down statues, crippling the economy. And like people will literally argue and not see this completely. Like I mean, at least we could say the global economy was classed by somebody or something, like purposely, I think. But like, we could at least like vaguely say that. But then like people in LA especially will just not get it. Like I'll just be like, yeah, you're like just being lied to. Like look at your homeless population. They're not dead from this disease. They don't even shower. You know what I mean? Like, they told us if we didn't wash our hands 5 times a day and brush our teeth 45 times a day and fucking like put saran wrap and bleach on everything, we're gonna die. And basically these fucking, I mean, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. First off, but second off, like no one that didn't have any of that shit was affected. Like if you asked somebody didn't have a phone, they wouldn't even know fucking COVID was real until all these restrictions.
Yeah, that's the one thing I kept thinking about when all the restrictions were rolling out and people were shaming everybody into conforming to them. Is like somewhere there's an old guy in a cabin chopping wood who's got like no idea what's going on, and this lady on the TV is calling him an asshole. It's like he doesn't even know what the fuck is happening. He's just living the way humans have lived for thousands of years.
Dude, that's how it was for me. Like I was just like floated and like got drunk all last summer, and like I was like they basically cut out my college and my work a little bit early, so I was like by March I didn't have anything to do, so I went to the country and just fucking got funked up for all summer basically, and like just floated and did whatever shit, and then I come back to St. Louis, the city more or less. I had the same I'll get to same kind of experience you have in New York City, sounds like, but I went there and like everybody is dressed like a gay surgeon. Like they look like a fucking like gay like nothing against gay people or surgeons, but they look like the combination.
They're weirdly stylish, flamboyant with a mask.
Yeah, you get okay. Yeah, fair. You get the So they just look like that, and like I'm like I go up there and I'm like I'll wear a Trump shirt just to piss people off like a lot in St. Louis, like because like they're all like liberals. So I'll wear like a Trump on a tank shirt because I thought it was fucking hilarious. And I'm up there, I'm like basically probably fucking tripping or some shit. You know, who knows? But I'm like walking around like a Trump shirt. Everybody's pissed. They're so pissed. And like I thought they're gonna tell on me for like smoking a cigarette outside with like 3 of my friends. I'm like, oh shit, I better like spread out.
You were breaking the rules, but no, you were just expressing something against the grain to them.
Yeah, it was just weird. Yeah, I was just like, I felt like I was like gonna be told I'm like Anne Frank or something. I was like because of like just being outside, the pressure was weird, and like I kept believing because if you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna do it way more. I feel like
I'm the same way.
It's we think for ourselves and don't like being told to do it. I mean, that's what our ancestry fought for. I mean, this is why we're here. I mean, we don't want to listen to a fucking queen tell us what to do or a king or fucking whatever.
Yeah, it's the American spirit, quite literally, is to be is to suspect foul play every time there's a huge rule, and like to be suspicious of large government power. Like I thought we were founded on that, but apparently we're founded on Hollywood and Marvel comics. What the like I don't even understand what's happening anymore. People are obsessed with superheroes, have no religion, which is hilarious because those two things are like very similar. Just one's fictional and the other's not. And then they're hugely obsessed with trying to make heaven on earth, in which causes them to make a hellhole out of this place for everybody. because you can't make a perfect utopia without strong authoritarianism. It's a big old shit fest. And people who get so wrapped up in like their emotions. I was talking to a friend of mine about like Trump, and I asked him like, so what is it that you don't like about him? And he couldn't give me any real information. He said that he said the typical stuff. Like he said there were fine people on both sides during the Charlottesville march. And then like I looked it up, and literally right after he says it, he denounces white supremacists.
Yeah, he's down several
I'm like,
times.
oh, so you are upset that he was for white supremacy, but then I watched the entire clip and I'm like, oh, you're wrong. And I couldn't get him to admit he was wrong. I
Yeah,
sent him like the video, the transcript. I was like, this specific case, you're wrong. And then I'm like, what else? And he's like, he had Trump Steaks, which was a meat company that didn't take off. And I was like, cool. I don't understand. So what? Just all he loves dictators. He said that. And I was
yeah.
like, what do you mean loves dictators? And he's like, he met Kim Jong-un. And then I looked that up. He went into a demilitarization zone alone. He had in North Korea. He had to leave his Secret Service behind to go talk to him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if that's him loving dictators and more him being a fucking G for our country. I was like, you're not impressed by that at all? He's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, you might be retarded.
Well,
Like,
I think a lot of these people are like, I'm not speaking for your friend, but a lot of people I had similar conversation with seem like undealt with trauma, makes them live in delusion where they can't live in reality, basically. So they can't see real things. They repeat things on TV to fit in, to like mimic the human emotion. So they'll be like, oh, he's racist, xenophobic, and they have this same script like Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, all those guys,
exactly.
SNL had, like Pumped Iron, all those like hack comedians that like whatever. It's like all Jeffrey Epstein's friends told us to think Trump's bad, so we think Trump's bad. I mean, it's just basically like that's what it sounds like to me. And it's like I'm not saying he's a good person, even. I'm just saying like have a real reason to hate somebody. Maybe that you met
Yeah.
him or something. I don't know. Like you don't even know this guy. Like basically, he's
Yeah,
like
I'm not gonna like drill somebody until they're in love with Trump. But like I want to have honest conversations with people.
yeah,
Like if they feel passionate about something, I would love for them to reveal what it is that makes them feel that way. But half the time, it's nothing more than the TV telling them how to feel. And that is so upsetting to me. You ever meet somebody and they like tell a joke and their friend goes like, aha, and they have an inside joke,
yeah,
and then you're like, wait, that's a Rick and Morty reference.
yeah.
And then they're like, no, you had to be there. And then I'm like, let me guess, you guys watched that episode together. And they're like, yeah. And it's like, come on now. What the fuck is happening here? So you
Yeah.
guys can't try to like be human for a moment. Be all the people I admire the most in my life who like I've met like aren't like, and I'm not talking about like my dad is the greatest person. I mean like the people I've met who are like real characters. They're like wildly free.
Yeah.
They don't speak how other people tell them to speak. They're like fucking. I have one friend. I met him doing comedy. He's like he talks like a poet, and I don't mean that like in fluffy language. I mean it in like he's so bluntly honest. I remember he bought a camera and he used it to take pictures of homeless people every chance he got. And when he do it, he's not like, I'm making the world a better place. He would take a picture and then be like, oh, would you look at this animal? And I'm like, oh, that's an honest guttural reaction. So at some point it becomes, I don't even care that what you're saying isn't nice. I just admire the honesty.
No, I agree. I think being authentic is most important, especially in comedy. I think comedy is basically like a contest who could be the most honest in themselves, the best, basically. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
much the best comedians I see. Like like my favorite, like Bill Hicks or something like that. That's all he was, you know. Like certain people like that, like I don't know, certain ones just seem like that.
Yeah, I'd say you're spot on right there.
I
And
think
then
you can even say
people,
entertainment, maybe even like musicians, maybe too. It's
it's
just
why
being
the ones who
authentic.
cater. It's why the ones who cater are dead in the water. I'm
Yeah,
saying all the things I'm supposed to say. Why isn't this working? It's
yeah,
like, because you're not different. You're not edgy. There's nothing standing. there's nothing helping you be apart from the rest of the pack.
Yeah,
Nobody gives a shit.
we'd have a Netflix special tomorrow for like Trump bad, Beyonce good, I'm a lesbian, and we'd literally just we'd have a Netflix like
Trump,
immediately.
yeah, Trump bad, Beyonce good, and you're gay.
And so am I.
Trust
Yeah,
us.
we're all just gay. Yeah, you know,
Trust us.
yeah. It's just like it's just such a boring agenda. It's like I prefer to be lied to in more entertaining ways, or be
Yeah,
told
it
the truth at
insults my
least.
intelligence sometimes when they can't veil it enough.
Yeah, it's like I've been breathing my own breath for fucking months. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. It's just
Yeah.
like I just got groceries delivered to me. I play the game this most selfishly I could. You know, I'm like if they're like I've never bought a mask. I fucking don't play the game. I live in Missouri, so it's easier. But but literally I'll just go places and like I just stare at everyone like they're fucking retarded if they try to tell me what to do. But like, where's your mask? And I'm like, oh, I never bought one of those. Like, why should I buy one? Or like what's up?
Yeah.
And they're like trying
Should
to
you buy one?
they're like explained it
Yes.
to me. They're like explained it to me. I'm like, well, why should I wear one? And they don't have really a good answer. They saying like Dr. Fauci, like it's credentialism. That's the downfall of the of like these idiots in America. Is basically just credential. Like, well, a guy that said he was a doctor. I haven't seen his doctorate, but he told me he's a doctor. And I also like that just means he makes decisions for me now. And I'm like basically is how they say it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like
It's what it is it's trust. People trust the institutions so much. You're supposed to be weary of institutions because they wield power, but people trust them so much that when they hear something somebody they think is smart says, they adopt it, and then they'll say it to somebody else, and then if that person goes like, oh, why is that, they can't answer it because they don't have the knowledge that that person had when they fucking said it in the first place. And then they get insulted. They're like, are you doubting me? Do you think that I don't know? And it's like, yes, I do, because you don't have that person's fucking brain in your head.
yeah, it's just weird. Like, well, Dr. Fauci said, and like that's what even reporters like
Dr. Fauci can lick my nuts. I don't give a shit. I don't know that guy from Adam. I don't give a shit.
That's what I mean. I would take the cure from cancer from anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
Cure cancer.
yeah, I like the end result more than I care about who told it to me or who did it. It's just one of those, like, which is like they try to act like is so like they're like follow the science. I'm like, okay, where am I following? What science? Like point out. You can't just name a subject. You can't just name a subject. Just fucking what in science makes you think this is smart? Explain it to me. And they can never fucking can. And they're like, what about? And they try to be condescending. They do that Democrat thing where they just laugh. It's like laughing's not a fucking answer. You mean it's the lack of an answer, really. It's just like
it's a scoff. It's a scoff.
Yeah.
This guy. Would
Yeah,
you listen to this guy? He doesn't believe it. I wasn't ready for that question.
Right.
To this guy?
That's what it is. And then I'll be like, okay, well, if it's so funny that it's so dumb of me to ask this, I'm sure you could explain this in really dumb words, how you're right and how you make sense. And they're like, and they never can. I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. Explain to me like I'm an idiot how I'm wrong.
The classic one is there's just so many reasons. All right, pick one.
Yeah.
I just can't even. There's so many. Just one is all I need.
I'll take a top 10. Yeah, I'll take a top 10 if there's a.
And they go like this. Look it up yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I think maybe you should.
And that's the problem too. The internet creates like multiple bubbles to where like say we have an opposing point of view on something, which I'm sure we have several, but and agreeing, so we're human beings, we have free souls. But I'm saying but I think like, okay, so I'll be like, this is right, this is wrong, and like there'll be press telling you that you're right and press telling me that I'm right, and then like press saying that you're dumb and press saying I'm dumb for believing the thing. It's like there's so many different like media bubbles because of the lack of like journalistic integrity and like media integrity and like all this stuff. It's like, and they'll think an article is evidence. Like they'll like, look at this article, it's evidence. I'm like, that's words. That's someone's fucking opinion or blog. Like
you can write words on a page, right?
Yeah. I did that to people. They'd argue with me on Facebook when I was still allowed to post on Facebook. They would basically I had a company called the St. Louis Times, and I still do, but I'm not working on it right now. But like I would write an article, like this guy named Louis would always argue with me. I'm like, I named the article Louis just because it's in an article doesn't make it true. And I use that as my counter when he's like saying all these like dumb articles. I published an article just like saying that anyone could write an article and then describing to him how anyone could write an article. All you need is a login. And then basically it's like explain it to him and he's like, and like they never have another response. It's still just like back to racism or some dumb fucking word.
Yeah. Some scapegoat.
Yeah, it's just stupid. We'll talk for. You're an interesting guy. You'll talk for 20 more hours with you. Let's fucking throw out some promo and stuff before you end up talking for like 4 years or end up moving in or something.
Well, actually, my TikTok just got banned, so there goes my biggest fan base. But I have a new TikTok. If anybody would like to follow me, apparently my material's too edgy, So if you like edgy material, follow me on TikTok at BackTalk64. Or you can follow me on Instagram at John Gaali. That's JohnGaali.
Thank you for watching this episode. Without sponsors like Camp Scoville, this show would not be possible. So thank you to our sponsors. This seasoning, I put on some food, just casually, not thinking anything of it, and no one could eat it. It was so fucking hot. So if you're into really hot shit, this is awesome. Like I am personally, but I wasn't expecting it. It was crazy. I just put they sent me this package and like this is our third hottest seasoning. Thank you for supporting us, and we look forward to hearing it on your show, blah or something. You know, they when they listen to the episode. I put this on like I think like some kind of steak and like hash browns or something. It was the hottest shit of all time. It was so good in that way. It was really good. I was the only one to eat it all, like basically. I was the only one that could eat it because it was so fucking hot. So if you're like that, you'll love this shit.